Okay, so let us go with the discussion itong machine elements. So, kailan po lalabas yung mga problems nito? The problems will come out after the discussion. I have 10 problems, pero dyan sa bibigay kong notes, I have more than 10 problems. I think nasa, 20 problems. So, you may check your group chat. Nandun na, i-upload ko na yung inyong kailangan. So, let us begin our discussion. So, machine elements. Machine elements. Sir, yan po yung dinodrawing natin. Well, actually, yun nga yun. Yung dinodrawing po natin. Pag tayo nag-perform ng machines. Well, ang machine elements is more on calculation and projection of the motion of your machines. Hindi lang po yan drawing. Kaya tayo nagdo-drawing. It is for us to determine what are the speed, the final speed, the terminal speed of your rolling bodies, in contact, yung linear speed of crank mechanisms, tapos yung mga cogs, yung gears, yan, kasama siya machine elements natin yan. So, let us go with the rolling cylinders. When you have rolling cylinders, okay, it could be turning in the same direction and turning into opposite directions. Sir, when we are talking about opposite directions, opposing, ibig sabihin, a driver gear and then the driven one, where you call the driver as the gear and the one that is being driven as the pinion. We can say they are in opposite direction or rolling in opposite direction if the driver is turning in a manner of clockwise direction and then the other one is in contact, turning into an opposite direction of clockwise manner. Okay? Yun. Clockwise, ito counterclockwise. Now, ganun natin masasabing sila ay opposite direction. Now, when we are talking about rolling cylinders, at some point or in one point on their circumference, you can measure a speed. Okay? In a single point, on the outer boundaries of your rolling cylinder, you can measure a speed, and we call that as the tangential speed. Okay. Where the tangential speed is denoted as the velocity at a single point on the outer boundaries of your rolling cylinder. And when two rolling cylinders in opposite direction came in contact with, we can say, okay, that the velocities or their tangential velocities, okay, is or are equal. Okay. Equal yan, constant. So, gaano man kalaki or kaliit yung iyong driver or driven, their tangential speed will always be constant. Again, another definition of tangential speed, it is the linear speed, okay, of your rolling cylinder. It is translated, okay? It is the rotational motion or rotational speed that is translated into linear speed or the travel speed that your rolling cylinder will travel. So, we can also express this, yung linear speed, into this equation. So, pi d n, where pi d is simply the circumference of the boundaries of your cylinder. Okay? Di ba ang circumference sa cylinder is pi d? And in order to translate yung kanyang rotational motion into linear motion, okay, yung circumference na yon, you should multiply it with the rotational speed that is expressed in N. Okay? That is the one. Now, if we can equate this two, let me just fix my notes. If we can equate this two, yung sa gear and pinion, yan, tayo dito. And ito yung equation nila. We can say na yung circumference of the driving gear multiplied to the speed ng gear na yon is equal to the circumference multiplied to N of the pinion and then N ng pinion. Now, okay. We cancel all the same variables. Yung pi, we arrive with dg ng equal to dp np. Now, we can reform this equation where the ratio of the diameters will be equal to the ratio of the speeds. So, cross-multiply natin yung dalawa. dg over dp is equal to np over ng. Now, ibig sabihin, the ratio of the sizes of the rolling cylinders is always equal to the speed ratio nung dalawang yan. So, we call this, itong dalawang to, the speed ratio, SR, or speed ratio. Yung isa, size ratio. Now, okay, let us go back. What is the relation of the diameter to the speed? Ito na yan. Oh. The speed ratio is the pwedeng M or SR. Binibigay yan sa board exam. So, the speed of the driver, the NG over NP. And then the center distance, in order for you to get the center distance, simply, yung diameter nung hindi diameter yan. The radius nung the gear, tapos radius nung pinion. Ayan, radius 1 plus radius 2. Or, simply, D1 plus D2 over 2. That is the center distance. Now, when they are rolling in the same direction, okay, same direction naman tayo, ibig sabihin, kapag same direction, hindi pa rin naman nagbabago yung kanyang tangential speed. And then the relationship of the diameter and speed. Ano nagbabago dyan? The center distance lamang po. Kasi magbabago lang yung iyong cylinder, magbabago lang yung center distance kapag same direction sila. Ibig sabihin, the driver and the pulley are synchronously rotating at the same direction. Ibig sabihin, if clockwise yung isa, clockwise din yung isa. Now, mag-iiba na lang po dyan yung center distance. Ibig sabihin, mababawasan. Okay? So, let us go with the belts. O, another one. Diba, when we are talking about motion, to translate motion, sabi ko sa machine design, we need to connect different shafts or pulleys with the use of leather belts. Okay? So, when we are talking about belts, ito kasi nagko-connecta of two separate shaftings na kung saan hindi sila possible na i-connecta shaft by shaft. Okay? Kaya nagkakaroon tayo ng belt connection. When we are talking about belts, dalawa lang yan. An open belt connection and then a cross belt connection. Oh, sinong sumasakay dyan ng SM? Okay? SM Manila. Diba? Ng mga olden days, in my time. Hindi naman masyadong matagal yon. In the year 2017, okay? Nakikita ko pa yung mga kuliglig. Mga kuliglig na gumagamit ng open belt connection. And yung iba, kapag ang leather belt mo is gastado na ginagawa nila, inaan nila, kinocross nila. So, cross belt connection. Let us go first with the open belt connection. Okay? When you have here two pulleys, yung dalawang pulley mo, And then, it is interconnected with belts. Pasensya na yung drawing ko. Okay? So, ito yung leather belt natin. As you can see, they are separated at a distance. Okay? Hindi ko na i-derive yung formula niya. Hindi ko na i-derive yung formula, pero ito na yung given formula. So, we call this the center distance. And ito, yung leather wrap niya dito, yung belt wrap niya. Tensya nyo na yung drawing ko, medyo magalaw, kamay ko. Ang tawag dito is the angle of, dito. That is the arc of contact. Driver to. Ito naman yung arc of contact. Dito, arc of contact naman kapag driven. Now, kung meron ka ditong diameter nung pulley or diameter of the driver, diameter of the driven, so meron ka ditong DS na lang sa sheave, and then dito sa driver of the driven, meron kang constant speed dito. Okay? Ang tawag dyan is the linear speed or the velocity. Okay? Now, dito meron kang arc of contact, ibig sabihin it is measured in degrees. So that is theta nung sa sheave, dito naman theta nung sa driver. And marami tayong formula para makuha yan. Let us go first dun sa total length of the belt. How will you measure the total length of the belt? Okay, meron dyan madaling tandaan. Kapag open belt po, okay, yan, that is 2 or twice ng center distance plus pi over 2 nung D2 or D1, D2 plus D1, D2 plus D1 plus D2 minus D1 squared over 4C. Very basic yan. Sir, paano madaling matandaan yan? Ganito po. Kapag open belt, tandaan nyo, ito is negative lang. Open nga eh. Hindi ka magko-cross dyan. Ngayon, pag cross belt, okay, open belt, cross belt naman, L equal to 2C plus pi over 2 D2 D1. Lagay mo muna. Huwag mo na lagay yung mga plus and minus. Tapos, okay, plus D2 D1 squared over 4C. Pag cross belt, di ba cross? Ayan, may cross. Ito open belt, ito cross belt. Lahat may cross o di plus, plus. Ay, dito lang nagkakatalo pag open. Okay? Ganun pag cross belt connection. How will you get naman yung C? C. Madali lang naman yung C. Paano makukuha? Sir, yung center distance will be equal to D2 plus D1 over 2 plus D1. Meron ditong note. Okay? Ano po yung common speed ng inyong leather belt? Kasi pag lumampas doon, magkakaroon ka na ng slippage. Ibig sabihin, it is the optimal speed of belt. Pag lumampas ka dyan, ay magkakaroon ka na ng slippage. Okay? Without sleeping, ano po yung kanilang sinasabi dyan na optimal speed? From 4,000 to 4,500 FEM. Yun yung kanilang. Pag hindi given sa problem, we assume yung maximum speed that it can be attained. Or minimum speed that it can be attained. Pero commonly, ito yung ginagamit, yung maximum speed. Okay? Now, it is also parang yung rolling cylinders where the tangential speed is always constant and meron ka ring ratio dyan na mangyayari. Katulad din yan yung magiging speed ratio dito. And in order for it to get the angle of contact, okay, that is equal to 180 degrees plus or minus 2 pi arc sine ng d2 minus d1 over 2c. Magbabago lang yan plus if for the larger sheave or the driven pulley and then for the smaller sheave, ibig sabihin yan, mas maliit yung angle of contact mo. Now, for cross belt connection, ito na nga, binigay ko na. Ano nagbago sa kanya? Cross. Ayan lang. Okay? So, ulit. So, for angle of contact for smaller sheave, that is less than 180 degrees. Okay? Pag driven, or the larger one, that is, hindi pala, greater than to 80. Check ito. Kapag naman larger, syempre, maliit na lang yung maging angle of contact niya. That is less than 180 degrees. Okay? Now, let us take this one. Another one, yung sa gears. Yan. For the gears, what is a spur gear? Having the straight teeth and parallel to axis of the shaft. Ibig sabihin, siya lang yung mga gear na parang sprocket lang. Hindi po siya naka-angle. Kasi pag naka-angle, ang tawag na saan niya, helical. Ay, helical gear na. Pwede rin naman, kapag dalawang combination ng helical, that is herringbone. Ginaganon lang naman ang mga gears mo para ma-counteract natin yung noise. Noise and then vibration kapag in contact. So, what are the formula? Now, ito, from here up to here, okay? From your, ang tawag dito, the outer boundaries, baguhin natin. This is the outside diameter. Pitch diameter nasa gitna. And then yung root diameter. Okay? Again, yung nasa outer boundaries, dun sa faces ng kanyang ngipin, that is the outside diameter. Yung nasa gitna nung iyong root and then outside will be the pitch diameter. And then the inside, kung saan yung body of the gear, before mag-protrude yung kanyang ngipin, that is what you call the root diameter. May mga formula po yan. Okay? Paano po natin pinapangalanan yung different pitches dito? But first, we go to yung mnemonics, okay, yung mga nomenclature dun sa gears natin. Sabihin lang natin yung mga pinaka-basic. Okay? From your pitch diameter to your outside diameter, or when you came from your outside diameter to your pitch diameter, anong tawag doon? Or the difference between the two, the outside and then the pitch diameter, you call it the addendum. Nasa labas. And then kapag naman from your pitch diameter to your root diameter, you call that as the dedendum. Okay? Unahin nyo, from outside to inside, papasok. Okay? Pagitna, that is addendum. Kapag naman from middle to the lower part, that is dedendum. Okay. Alamin naman natin yung mga pitches na tinatawag dito. So, circular pitch and diametral pitch, paano po ba natin pinangangalanan yan? So, ganito yan. Circular pitch and diametral pitch. Una yung maliliit, yung mga subscript. Yeah. So, how will you get yung diametral pitch? Okay. The circular pitch is equal to pi divided by the pitch diameter o diametral pitch. O, yan. Where, pwede natin i-reform to. Cross-multiply natin. That pi is simply equal to circular pitch multiplied to diametral pitch. Okay? Where your diametral pitch is simply equal to N, or the speed of your cog or the gear divided by pitch diameter. Ganyan po tayo magpangalan dyan. Or that is equal to 1 over module. Okay? Yung module is the size. Okay? Module. And N is the speed of the pulley or the cog. Diametral pitch is yung speed niya per pitch. Kung gaano karami yung tooth per inch na tinatravel niya. Ganun yun. Module is tooth per inch. Okay? Ganun yun. TPI. Measure ng TPI. Okay. Another one. Hole depth, that is equal to, yung hole depth mo kasi yung buong lalim ng ngipin mo. Hole depth, that is equal to addendum plus dedendum or WR or the working depth. Okay? Meron kasi yan dito, clearance na tinatawag. Okay? Working depth and clearance. Or nasa baba ata yung clearance niya kung di ako nagkakamali. Dito. Ayan yun. Twice of the addendum is the working depth. Okay? Clearance is dedendum minus addendum. Lagi mas malaki yung dedendum kaysa ay addendum. Then for outside diameter, that is dp plus 2a. Yung dr naman, the root diameter, that is equal to dp minus 2d. And db is equal to dp multiplied to cosine theta, the base diameter of the cog. For center distances, you can measure it by having the half, okay? Having 50% of the sum of your diameter nung inyong gear and then pinion. Kapag in contact with another gear. And then naman kapag kapag external contact yon, kapag internal naman nasa loob ulit, same direction, that is minus. Or simply the number of teeth, pwede mo rin yun. The number of teeth nung gear plus the number of teeth nung inyong pinion divided by the diametral pitch. May backlash, hindi naman masyadong pinag-uusapan to. Pwede nyo na kunin. The face width, kahit hindi na. And then if the shaft angle is 90%, 90 degrees, that is parang conical. Conical na yan. Tangent, okay? Yung angle of the gear. And then divided by yung ratio ng dg over dp. Ganun naman kapag sa pitch, ganun pa rin. Equal yan. So, much for this. I think we have to go to the problem in order for you to understand this. Okay? That will be all for the discussion.